Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins actually found in breast milk. We're the first and only U.S.-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We even conducted the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in a quarter century, with clinically proven benefits like easier digestion, less spit up, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. And we make our own formula in the USA and our very own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
You're finally at that hot new spot, the one your friends keep raving about, sitting across from your date. It's going...
Another round?
Really well. And that dish you've been dying to try, oh, it's headed your way. You can smell it, hear it sizzling fresh off that skillet as it comes closer, and served. Go ahead, enjoy. After your phone sneaks a bite first. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
Hey, it's Storyworthy. Today on the show, comedian Michelle Malizaki talks about why she wants to be a Hollywood kingpin.
I used to watch a lot of American shows like Little House on the Prairie and Bewitched. And I was like really impressed with the Hollywood actors because they are all fluent in Japanese. Even the little kid actors. I was like, oh my gosh, they are amazing. So I thought I'd come to Hollywood and play House on TV.
Wait a second. Did you not know these were dubbed voices?
No, I did not. I thought like, oh my gosh, they are so, this is what Hollywood requires to speak Japanese.
Today on the show, comedian Michelle Malizaki talks about why she wants to be a Hollywood kingpin. Stay close.
Hey, it's Michelle Malizaki, and you are listening to Storyworthy.
Welcome to Storyworthy. My name is Christine Blackburn, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Whether you're a longtime fan of the show of almost 12 years or a new listener, welcome to Storyworthy. Now, I hope you guys had a chance to listen to best-selling author Marian Keyes last week. Marian told a story about the most humiliating night of her life. And to tell you in a short way, what happened was she went to a costume party and she was the only one in costume. I mean, that's what happened at the end of the day. It was so funny. She's an amazing woman, Marian Keyes. She sold over 35 million books. And her latest book, Again, Rachel, is out right now. So check out Marian last week, you guys. It was damn funny. But not today. I'm so glad you're here with me today because right now I've got comic Michelle Malizaki with me. And she brings forth the topic, why I want to be a Hollywood kingpin. And when I heard her say kingpin, Michelle, when I heard you tell me that, the first thing I thought of was that my dad was in the movie Kingpin.
No way.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember, but it was like Randy Quaid was in it. And my dad played like an Amish dude. And they're on this hillside at the end through the credits rolling. And all these Amish people, including my dad, are dancing to Blues Traveler. And it is so funny.
Wow.
Anyway, that's what I thought of when you said Kingpin. But then I started thinking, wait a minute. When you say Hollywood Kingpin, you're talking about like a player. You know what I mean, right?
The real player.
Yeah, but I mean like an agent or a lawyer. Do you want to be like a suit? One of the guys in the offices?
Well, I like dressing up. I mean, I like costumes. I like to play different things. So I don't mind being a suit, but I don't have a lawyer degree or law degree. So I don't think I could be that, but I could play. I mean, I used to do a lot of extra work. and I usually get picked as I work at many police stations, like LA police stations, San Francisco police stations, Florida, New York, all over, like, but not as a uniformed officer. I mean, as an extra, but as a civilian, like always. I never, So,
and are you thinking because they want a Japanese person in there? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know about Japanese, but like Asian person to be at the police station.
I see.
But I don't look like buff enough or strong enough to be a real, protecting the citizens from the bad things.
So they make you be a clerk.
Yeah, I'm like a clerk at all kind of police stations.
Well, I think that's so interesting that you already have, when you're talking about being a Hollywood kingpin, you've done the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, which is kind of generally known as extra work. Am I right?
Yeah. I'm so good at like banana-ing. Do you know banana-ing? Like you can't walk straight. You have to banana. So you'll be seeing more than just straight on walking.
Is that right? Is that a tip?
Yeah. I'm really, I was like the best of the best extras out there.
No, wait. Tell us the good side of being an extra and tell us the bad side of being an extra.
The good side, oh my God. So I worked on a movie, Cat in a Hat, and that was filmed in Simi Valley.
Oh, wow. Close to you.
And yeah, close to me. And the parking was like 2 miles away from my house. And you have to be there at 4:30 a.m. or maybe 5 because you have to put extensive makeup even for the extras. So, and they have to do hairs, but they tell you not to wash your hair in the morning because the dirtier the hair, it's easier to work with.
Interesting.
Did you know that? I didn't know that. But anyways, they're like, and then they do all the makeup. So I just get up at like 4:30 and in the pajamas, just drive over 2 miles to the parking lot. And then they put me into the van and they put me to the, location and they put the makeup on. I don't wear my clothes. They have their, funky Cat in a Hat costume and the hair, everything. I was there for 2 weeks. I worked about 3 hours total. And, we went to the premiere of the movie with my sister. Me and my sister went. And my sister's like, I think I saw your head. I saw your head.
Is that the closest you found of yourself in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In that movie, yeah. And then she's like, I'm like, how'd you know? She's like, well, that's the only Asian head. Oh. But I had a, wig on, but, I had the Asian wig on, I guess. I don't know.
That is so funny.
And then I got paid for the mileage from where is it? Like Melrose and La Brea? Is that it? Or Santa Monica to La Brea is the 0.0, and then you measure the distance. So I got like 42 miles mileage every day for the show, the show right there.
That's so ironic. Yeah, you got all that mileage because they have to base it from the production office or whatever. And then you get it and you're up there. That's so funny. So that was the one Jim Carrey was in, right?
Yeah, Jim Carrey was on.
Did you meet him?
No, is it Mike Myers?
Oh, Mike Myers.
Is it Mike Myers?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's Mike Myers.
Do you remember meeting him? Or?
Well, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him. But if you are in a movie and you are playing certain kind of character, you can't be, being like jolly on the set and like being, I don't know, saying hi to every single person. So I think he was in a character. But isn't Cat in a Hat supposed to be like a grumpy kind of mean person? I don't know.
Think so.
Not mean.
I don't remember that.
But I don't know. A lot of times I think that's what happens. You see the star on the set, you get all excited, but they are there to work. They are not there to say hi to everybody. So they're in a character.
That's exactly right. So, I think that's accurate. And how much do you think you got paid a day on the Cat in the Hat?
And then it got overtime. So it was like was it 20 years ago, 25 years
I don't
ago?
know.
And the SAG rate was like 120 a day, and then you have makeup, so that's like 140 a day. And then with overtime, I think I got about like $200 a day plus the
That was very
mileage.
good, yeah.
I know.
Sure. That's awesome. And then you kept being an extra over and over. I mean, I'm just saying that it's interesting because you want to be a Hollywood kingpin and you truly have started from the bottom and you are working your way up. You know, because being an extra is difficult, right?
Yeah.
Is it or is it not?
I think I become union fairly quickly. So I got paid nicely. And then with union membership, you have to be fed hot food and you have to have clean working bathroom and all that stuff. And so that was nice. And then, you know, the lunch is a minute late and you get paid more or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
But
so funny.
like non-union, I think back then were getting paid like, I don't know, $50, $60 a day.
And so how many years did you extra?
I did extra work like 3 years, maybe
Wow.
all total. And I was on many shows. Some people, at one time I was on this show. I can't remember. Is that, gosh, Charmed? I was on Charmed.
Yeah.
And I was playing a pregnant lady. And I was like playing pregnant lady, and everybody thought I was pregnant. Except for a few people, like the director, you know.
Yeah.
And then he came over and he punched my stomach right in front of everybody. And then everybody's like freaked, like, what is he doing? And
That
then, you know,
is
and then
so
people
funny.
found out I wasn't really pregnant. And after that, like
hilarious.
everybody was punching my stomach. So that wasn't funny.
You know, it's funny. They often don't hire pregnant women, and I think it's an insurance thing.
Yeah,
You know, they would always, because I always thought, like when I first got out here, I would think like, oh, well, if I get an audition to be a flight attendant, I'm sure I'll get it because I was a flight attendant. But of course, that's ridiculous. And then even when I was pregnant, I would think, well, now I'm pregnant. I could do all these ads.
Yeah.
And they don't want you pregnant. Are you kidding me?
I know.
They don't need that
I've
liability.
been to audition where they are looking for an Asian person. I'm not an Asian enough. I mean, come on. Well, hello.
You're not Asian
and
enough.
And then like when I go to like non-Asian part, I shouldn't say non-Asian, right? Like a diversity part, I don't
Sure.
look diversity enough. Like,
You're not
what is
diverse
this?
enough. Yeah. Yeah. That is so
I
funny.
know, like people have like certain kind of stereotype, and if you don't fit in there, you're not it.
That's terrible. Now, I mean, I understand. Now, I met you, Michelle, last year. I think it was at Flappers. We were doing comedy, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I could tell you were like a go-getter, and I could tell you were serious about it because you had flyers for other shows, and you had like these really nice pens, and you were handing out pens and stuff. I guess do you get that stuff for free? Because you work for a stationery, or what happens there?
I love stationery. I love pens.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I had 800 pens. And
You have 800 pens?
yeah.
Where
And then
are
like, during pandemic, people are like starting TikTok. And like they are doing like jokes and stuff. I didn't want to put my jokes on. And I'm like, okay, I just gonna talk about pens. So I have a pen TikTok.
That is
And,
awesome. I have got to check that out. So if you go to TikTok, you look up Michelle Malizaki pens.
It's M. Malizaki. No, just
M Malizaki.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. I can't wait to see your pen work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I love stationery, and I got this job as a marketing person for a notebook company. And so I got like samples to give up. So I'm like, okay, if I'm giving out samples of notebooks, I should make my own pen and give it out together, because if you have a notebook, you need a pen.
I love the way you think. I really do. It makes me laugh. You stood out as soon as I saw you. And then we started chatting, and I had you on a couple of my shows. And did you do Story Smash? No, you haven't, right?
No, No, I went to see your story smash. It was fun.
Yeah, it sure is
the
fun.
improv, yeah.
Yeah. And you will do it at some point, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, man, you are a go-getter.
I don't know. Like when you compete with other person, I just like I'm not a good competitor.
See, I gotta teach you so much, Michelle. I have so much to teach you in just like the street smarts of the world. I mean, at least in this city.
Okay, I need that.
Yeah, you need to talk more abruptly, be madder, get your way.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you are starting to do that. Look, you've got a new video out right now because you do music videos on YouTube. So again, it's M. Malizaki on YouTube, right? Or it's straight Michelle Malizaki.
Yeah.
M. Malizaki.
M. Malizaki.
And you have a couple of different videos out. And when you do these videos, you are singing in Japanese and you write the songs, right?
Yeah, I do write the songs. I mean, one of my dreams is to become a one-hit wonder.
Well, you wouldn't want that second hit.
No, I don't. I just want one song. One song. That's it. That's all I want. One song. Can I get one? I mean, just one.
Just the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a one hit, and then it's not happening. So now I'm taking a music theory class at the college.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, that's because I don't know the basics of music. I mean, I've taken piano lessons when I was little, and I also took piano lessons in adult life.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know much about music. So I'm like, okay, to become a one-hit wonder, I do need a foundation.
Yeah. You do.
So,
and I think that's,
yeah.
fair to say that. Now,
Yeah.
do you play the piano during the new song Bagel?
Yeah. Well, I wrote the whole song. I use GarageBand to write songs.
Yeah.
And I have a little keyboard, and I could play all kind of instruments with the keyboard.
Sure.
And it's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. You put it together.
Yeah.
And then you're doing this video. Now, who is shooting you? Because you're running through the park, you're on these stairs, you're up at Barnstall, you're all over the place.
Yeah, I had my friend helping me with the video, and I also had my phone, and I just put those videos together.
So
I edited it by myself.
2 phones.
Yeah, one phone and one camera.
Nice.
And yeah, but sometimes the phone shoots better video.
Sure. I bet.
Yeah.
I bet that's most often because the phone, I don't know, the capabilities have gotten so good so fast.
Yeah, and then also the last, I don't know, when I was like editing the video, I'm like, oh my gosh, do I love myself this much? Because it's like very self-absorbing
So
video.
what? So what?
But the last sequence, I shot it with a selfie stick.
Oh my gosh, that
I know.
is hilarious.
I know.
Wow.
I was like, oh my gosh, this came out pretty nice. And it's a selfie stick shot.
That's awesome. It does look really good. Yeah, no, I think they're very, very funny videos. And I think you're very original. Now, another thing is, you look like you're about 12 years old in these videos.
Oh, no. 23.
How do you look so young?
23?
Okay, 20.
Oh, it's all about hair. I think it's the hair. It's the wig.
Yeah.
And then also, I have a story about the costume that I had on. I bought it in Japan. And I was waiting for my friend to show up, and I saw this store, so I went in, and that costume was so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then my friend walked in. I'm like, well, what do you think? Do I look cute? And then this stranger who was sitting right next to me, she's like, she was like laughing.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm like, excuse me, did you laugh? She's like, no. So I asked my friend again, oh, do I look cute in this costume? What do you think? And then that person, the stranger, laughed again. I'm like,
I can't believe that.
But I'm like, oh, whatever. But I know, because
That's
as
so
a
mean.
Japanese person, you should be more, I don't know, respectful to others. But, you're not supposed to show emotions.
Yeah, there is something about your culture that it's so demure. Not just the women, the men, everybody's, everybody's so kind and respectful. Is that completely?
But this person wasn't respectful.
Yeah, well, yeah. Except
she
for that.
was laughing.
But wait, did you say she was Japanese, that person?
Yeah, she was Japanese, and she was like, she's like laughing. She just couldn't contain herself. She's like,
well, maybe that's a compliment in itself.
I'm like, I'm buying it anyway.
Hey, listen, when I go over to your website, MichelleMalizaki.com, I see ICHIBAN Mom, and I think to myself, why does Michelle put that beer in front of her name?
Yeah, ichiban means number one. I'm the number one mom.
No, I didn't know that.
Number one Japanese, ichiban. And then, so people often ask me like, what do you mean number one? Is there, who decided you are number one? I'm like, I don't know. I claim it first, so I'm number one. What's wrong with that?
All right. It's,
right? I mean, you just gotta claim it first.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Now that's very
like,
forward thinking.
when you land on the moon, you claim it first, put the flag on.
Right.
Hey, Americans got there first.
All right. Okay. So you're ICHIBAN Mom. ICHIBAN Mom.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh. So that beer, it just means number one when I drink that.
It's ichiban. So that, I think that was the first squeezed ichiban shibori. So it's like the cream of the crop beer, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's good.
Well,
good
you
beer.
got a lot going on. You're always doing things. And I think this story, why I want to be a kingpin in Hollywood, it's kind of, I can see that in you because you are always working. God, you start from an extra. I mean, I think being an extra is lower than the mailroom. Maybe I'm wrong.
I used to work in the mailroom too, in college.
Of course you did. Of course you did. You cracked me up. All right, you guys, we're going to get over to Michelle's story in 1 second, but let me remind you that we are playing Story Smash, the storytelling game show, every month at the Hollywood Improv. This month, it's April 23rd, coming up this Saturday night with Danny Zucker, Blanca Patch, and Melissa Peterman, who is the funniest woman in the world, if you ask me. And then next month, we're on at May 28th. So head over to storysmashshow.com and you will find ticket information there and lots of photos. And you can also follow Story Smash on Instagram. And again, it's all about the photos, boy. I got to tell you, got a lot of great photos in that show. And that is at Story Smash.
I love your merch too. You got that nice t-shirt. Hat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I do that story worthy. Yeah, I do have new merch. My sister just took a picture of herself in one of my t-shirts the other day and sent it, which is very sweet. Yeah.
Aww.
And, the t-shirts are very nice and the mugs are remarkably nice, because they're, ceramic, but then the inside is like a really nice yellow color story. Storyworthypodcast.com.
Nice.
Yeah. Storyworthypodcast.com. That's where the merch is. And of course, follow Storyworthy everywhere on social media at Storyworthy. All right, you guys, she's here right now. The ICHIBAN Mom, Michelle Malizaki. You hear her talking. She's a musical artist and a stand-up comic. And she was runner-up winner. Now, you say runner-up winner. That doesn't make sense.
I know,
you were the runner-up.
Winner. Because I want to be a winner, but I wasn't a winner.
So she was still a winner as the runner-up for the U.S. Comedy Contest in 2021 and the finalist for the Clean Comedy Challenge in 2020 and 2021. Did you make up those contests?
No. The first year I did not win because I said the word boob. I have great joke about boobs and they said boob is not clean word. I'm like, okay.
Well, it is on Storyworthy. Let's hear the joke.
No. Well, okay. And then, I went back the next year. I went back the next year and, I had all clean things. And then I lost to an animal puking joke.
Oh,
that's not clean, is it? I don't know, but
that's
whatever.
That's so upsetting.
I think it's funny.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Can we hear the boob joke or not? Come on.
Boob joke? It's like 7 minutes long.
Oh my gosh. So that's like a monologue. All right, let's not hear that.
Well, I could talk about it. Like, you want me to talk about it? Well, I got mammogram bill. It was 300. Is it three? No, it was $489. $489. So I called the office up, and they told me it was $489 because it wasn't a regular mammogram. It was a 3D imaging. I'm like, 3D imaging? I'm like, ma'am, I know you can't see them over the phone, but there's no way you could get 3D out of these babies. And the lady felt really bad. So she called me back and she said she talked to the doctor and now I only have to pay $10. $10? Like, oh, thank you. She's like, no problem. It only took just a second to go over your chart because there's nothing much to see. $489 to $10. I'm like so grateful, but I mean, can I at least pay $20 for the pair? I don't know. It just goes on and on for 7 minutes. So that's.
And you also, like I said, do a lot of musical songs. One of your songs, Nap Time, actually became the official song of National Napping Day. Who knew? You guys can find Michelle over at her website, michellemalizaki.com, and then also all over social media at mmalazaki. All right, you guys, wherever you are, put your hands together for Michelle Malizaki.
Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, when I was in kindergarten in Japan, all the other girls wanted to become a bride, a florist, or work at the bakery, making cakes and cookies. I wanted to be a writer, like an author, to write books, because I love to read. And, writers can write and readers can visualize the messages. When I was in first grade, in language arts class, language arts meaning, Japanese, we studied some poems. My dad made me memorize the poem and he directed me how to recite. And this wasn't an assignment or anything, but we just did it, like a project together. And I went to school and recited the poem in front of the class. That was my first time performing, and I really loved performing in front of people. You can really make audience excited and make them want more. When I was 9 years old, I watched an American miniseries called Roots. 8 days straight, like every single night for 8 nights. And I also watched another Japanese history drama on TV, and I was really awed because, actors can move people like emotionally, and reading is not required. Oh, I used to watch a lot of American shows like Little House on the Prairie, in Bewitched. And I was like really impressed with the Hollywood actors because they are all fluent in Japanese, even the little kid actors. I was like, oh my gosh, they are amazing. And, I speak better Japanese. So I thought I'd come to Hollywood and play house on TV.
Wait a second. Did you not know these were dubbed voices?
No, I did not. I thought oh my gosh, they are so, this is what Hollywood requires to speak Japanese.
Oh, my
and then
gosh.
I speak better. So I'm like, okay, I should go to Hollywood and, show them how to speak Japanese.
Wow.
I know. I was like naive, I guess. I don't know. Innocent. And then in elementary school, I was in a couple school plays, and I felt really great. And my teacher told me that I have a natural talent. So when I went to middle school, I wanted to join the drama club, but my mom didn't let me. She never let me do anything I wanted, especially like things I was good at. I wanted to play soccer too. She's like, no. Girls do not play soccer. I'm like, really? No, anyway, so
what did she want you to do?
I don't know. Nothing. She didn't want me to do anything. She just didn't want me to become anything. Just be a housewife. I don't know. So I gave up.
Yeah.
I wanted to So instead, I wanted to be a copywriter, like buy more Coke. I don't know. Coke is it. I wanted to write those. And then when I came to America to go to school, I went to college away from my parents. No mom. So of course, the first class I took at the college was a theater class. At first, I did really good. Like, they ask you to do mime for everyday life stuff, like brushing your teeth, making coffee, drink coffee. And then you have to do like scenes with dialogue. My teacher was like, oh my gosh, Michelle, you are a great actress when there's no lines.
Oh.
Like, what can you play with no lines? So I gave up again. About 10 years later, I lived in LA and took some acting classes at UCLA Extension. And I did extra work. Yeah, like I said, I did it for like 3 years. I was on many shows. And I guess my 15 second of my fame is from the movie called Ray. And I was at the party scene by the swimming pool. It's like the highlight of the movie.
Right.
And the Ray's girlfriend dies of overdose.
Right.
And he has like such an emotional scene inside of the room, and we were having party outside. I was like right outside of that room, and I tuck my stomach in. I look so thin, drinking beer. I was such a great extra person. And so I was on like many movies and TV shows as an extra. I got my SAG card, and I did commercials. But I thought, okay, now my acting career is gonna start, but nothing happened. So I gave up one more time. 15 years later, that makes me like 27 now, but I had a midlife crisis early on, and I took some improv class at local Park and Rec, and I really enjoyed it. So I ended up going to Second City, and then graduating from the conservatory program. And I also went to UCB and had shows at IO West. And I felt I felt so much better with my English. So I took a workshop with this famous acting coach in Hollywood. Ooh. It was like so much fun. I made everybody laugh all day. I'm like, oh, this is what I really wanted to do, act and make people laugh. And people thought I was hilarious too. But at the end of the day, you get some advices from the acting, coaches about like your acting career, like the types you should go after, what kind of training you should get, stuff like that. And then my turn came. I was like super excited to hear what he had to say, right? Because I made him laugh all day. And he said, you should give it up. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I couldn't react. So he said it again. He's like, you should quit.
Oh my God, really?
I know. I made everybody laugh all day, including himself. And he said he loved me when I did my scene. And he was like, you're great, but there's nothing for you in Hollywood. You can only be a Chinese laundry lady, and that's not a main character. And those roles don't come up often. And so you shouldn't be wasting your time.
Wow.
I know I was like devastated.
Yeah.
And I thought I was finally ready to be a Hollywood actress who can move people, Then I thought, okay, wait, what if I write the script, right? Because then I could put me as the main character. So I went back to college learning how to write scripts. And I wrote a one-person semi-musical for Hollywood Fringe 2020. It was like my revenge fantasy against Hollywood, little drama. But pandemic happened, and Fringe was canceled. And they cancel the Fringe like right after I paid a venue for the Hollywood Fringe 2020. And they didn't give me the refund. they took it as a credit. Like, okay, when you come back, you can have a show. I'm like, okay. So I was going to do a show in 2021, but it was still under the pandemic restriction. You could only have like 5 people in a room. So I didn't do the show. And, meanwhile, the show that I wrote, it was, I don't know, I wasn't upset anymore. And this ego stricken, like me, so dramatic music, semi-musical, didn't feel good to perform in front of the paying audience. Hopefully people will come pay for the ticket, So for Hollywood Fringe 2022, I chose to do a 4-women show with Christine and 2 other ladies called How Did You Get to LA?
Yeah.
It gives a chance to 3 other women to share their little victories, their daily challenges, or just opportunity to perform at Hollywood Fringe at the Hudson Theater for 5 nights. You know, the Hudson Theater where my Big Fat Greek Wedding premiered?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And I get to share the stage with these ladies with different perspectives and different backgrounds, like totally different backgrounds. I'm very excited about this show.
Me too. That's so sweet that you mentioned that. It's true. Michelle and I are part of the same show. How did you get to LA? I mean, each person in the show is explaining how they got here. And everybody had such a different path. And the idea is that we're going to have this show and maybe even sell it to other cities. Like, how did you get to Seattle? How did you get to Idaho? Or that's not right. How did you get?
Because I like potatoes.
How did you get
French
to jail?
fries.
How did you get to prison? No, but it will be like, how did you get to New York? How did you get to Miami? And casting 4 different women in each city. So it's a little bit like Vagina Monologues, but the cast will always rotate and the stories will rotate because it's, everybody has their own story.
And nowadays, not just because you have vagina, that means you are women. I mean, there are people who doesn't or who does have like different pronouns. So I don't know. I want to hear from different ladies who identify as ladies. I don't know. I identify me as me. Because my sex life is not happening because I'm married.
How long have you been married, by the way?
21 years.
Wow, 21 years.
I know. But see, I could be a procrastinator. So like I got married late in my life and I was procrastinating about having kids for a little while. And then I had one. And as soon as he was able to think and talk, he wanted to have sisters.
Aw, that's so
I'm
nice.
like, I don't know about niceness. I don't.
No, but then you had a
Anyways.
second child.
Yeah. I had the second child, but
I don't know if everybody would get this, but Thousand Oaks, where you live, that's like that's outside of LA. When I think of
it's kind of
Thousand
funny.
Oaks, I know it's only an hour away, but I'm just saying it doesn't seem like LA. It seems like you guys are way out there. So I just want to know, where did you meet your husband?
I met him at Marina Del Rey at Starbucks.
Why? Wait a minute.
I don't know. We were just lining. We were in the line, and he was standing in front, and the line wasn't moving. And then he told me I bump into him. So he's like, "Oh, hi." I'm like, "Oh, hi." And then like, what are you getting? Cafe latte. Oh, me too. That's how we met.
That's unbelievable.
I know. And then all my friends from work, they thought I would be the last person to get married. And they heard that I was getting married and I met this guy at Starbucks. They were all going to Starbucks, like looking for a guy. But they were going to Starbucks in Beverly Hills. That's not where you go because the assistants are there to, pick up coffee for their bosses.
I see.
Yeah, so they were just meeting assistants, like,
So Marina Del Rey might have more. Well, it's supposed to have a lot of single people there, right?
No, well, it's the mecca of the divorced people. I didn't know that. Did you know?
No, I didn't know that. That's funny.
It's a mecca of the divorced people, the divorcees.
That's so funny. And then Okay, so then you meet your husband in Marina Del Rey, and then why are you 40 miles? Why do you live 40 miles from there?
Oh, because he had a house. He has a house in Thousand Oaks, and then it was kind of funny because I used to location scout. I used to do TV production. I did everything. I location scouted, and then I was driving on 101 freeway, and then like Conejo Road. I'm like, Conejo, that's so funny. Rabbits. I want to live here. I don't know. And then I ended up living in Conejo Valley, so it's kind of funny.
Wow, that is weird. Conejo means rabbit, right? Yes.
Conejo means, in
Spanish.
So that's, did you know, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but like in the past, Mexican people used to say Conejo when they take pictures instead of cheese.
Oh.
That's why Mexican people look like when they have the pictures taken. I don't know if it's real or not.
You're so funny. That's a
No, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago, but I don't know.
Well, the cheese in Spanish is queso.
Queso. Yeah.
Ah,
maybe they are saying queso. I don't know.
Either that or Ohio. Something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting story. No, it's just an interesting story. And in our show, How'd You Get to L.A., going up at the Fringe Festival here in Hollywood in June. Not to plug it, but plug it.
Yeah. 5 shows. 5 shows.
Yeah. I got to get the tickets on my website. I need to do that, by the way. I need to get a new postcard. That's what I need. I need the postcard first, at least the digital one with the updated cast. And then I'll be able to start pulling people over there. But I will definitely remind you guys that I am part of the Fringe Festival with my friend here, Michelle Malizaki, coming up in June. So we look forward to that. And I'd also like to get you on Story Smash, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little scared, but I used to do monology, so I should be okay.
And what's monology?
So monology is like before, like Harold, like an improv shows, improv scenes, a monologist will get suggestion from a one-word suggestion from the crowd, from the audience to talk about whatever.
And then they do like expert talker?
Improv teams are going to do a scene based on my monologue.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the Herald is the long form improv.
Yeah, long form, like usually have 3 main scenes.
Yeah. That's amazing how much you have done. It's true, Michelle. If you want to be a Hollywood kingpin, you're on your way.
Yeah,
because
I do.
You know so much about so many of these little tiny jobs in Hollywood. So I feel like it's got to culminate into something. And it's, yes, it's your musical career. Yes, it's Bagel. But...
I mean, like, yeah, because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a writer and then an actress, then a copywriter, and stand-up comedy is all those, like writing, performing, and writing copies. So
editing.
This is just a perfect, and editing, and like I'm so grateful that I found this dream job. And then people often come see me after the show, telling me, "Oh my gosh, Michelle, you are so inspiring." Like, what? At first, I was like offended. Like, what do you mean inspiring? I wasn't funny.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. But, if I can inspire somebody, that's people moving, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I really enjoy what I do.
Well, you're smart and you're confident and you take chances and, fuck those other guys. You just need to have a little more balls. Like when that acting teacher said to you, quit. I mean, how did you just not say, fuck you? Like, how didn't you say that?
Because sometimes I'm very slow to realize things like, okay, what did he mean by that? It took me a little while. Like on the way home, I was like, oh, that's what he meant.
Jeez, oh man, that's terrible. I mean, that seems so crazy.
I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful that he said that, because if he didn't say that, I did not go back to college and learn how to write scripts. And I'm very thankful that he said that, because I didn't waste any time and money into his stupid workshops.
Amazing. Yeah, no,
Right?
Absolutely. But it's amazing then you got more encouraged to just learn more and do more, and that's what you're doing.
Now I have to show him what I could do a real
Wasn't
Kingpin.
that the revenge show? Was that what you were trying to do in 2020?
Yeah. So this is a fantasy revenge. So, me as a main character, of course, I was the star of the sitcom. I was getting EGOT, Emmy, Grammys, Oscar, Tony, of course, because it's my show. I could get everything, right?
Yes.
And then at the end, I die because I wanted it to be dramatic. Oh my God, I die. And the show's name was The Present because this person wasn't enjoying the present time.
Oh,
and
I see.
she realizes that she didn't, she just wasted her whole life doing something else, that she was pursuing something that maybe not attainable. I don't know. So I just wanted to make it more dramatic, so I make myself die.
Exactly. And you're artistic. So, and then it's funny how you were so passionate about that, and 2 years later, you're over it. So maybe there's a reason why, you didn't get to perform it because it doesn't hold up. Maybe is that true?
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know if anybody needs my help, to tell the truth, but I want to help people, get stage time. I want to help people. I don't, maybe people don't need my help, but it makes me feel good to help others. And, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, it's great. I mean, and it's collaborating is what it's all about.
Yeah, and it's so much fun to work with other people who has like very different backgrounds than just, me try to get all the spotlights.
No, I think you're very bright, and that's how you're able to just attract all sorts of interesting people. So our show, How Did You Get to LA? 4 women, how we got here. One person is from Indonesia. One person, you, Michelle, are from Japan. I'm from Pittsburgh, and another girl from Chicago. And so all of us are telling our own story. And it's all centering around a board game. The game being How Did You Get to LA? That's the name of the game.
Yes.
I made it out of an old Trivial Pursuit. It's cute.
Yeah, it looks so nice. You gotta start selling those.
Yeah, right.
Your new merch.
And then every city the show goes to, same thing. How'd you get to Dallas? And then there'll be, a little, oh, look, I landed on the JFK Memorial. Or maybe not.
What could the marker be for Dallas?
It would be, the guy
Cowboys?
that shot him. No, it'd be the guy that shot JFK. It'd be, come on, tell me his name. Who shot JFK?
Oswald.
It's
Somebody
Oswald. Yeah, that's who it is. It's Oswald. Or maybe your marker is the umbrella on the lawn.
Oh. What about, how'd you get to Pittsburgh?
So there'll be a little Kenny Kangaroo from Kennywood. There'll be a little incline.
Incline, yeah.
There'll be, a tiny little steel mill, and maybe Franco Harris. He was a Steeler. Michelle's like, I have no idea.
I know Franco Harris. I took picture with the sculpture of Franco Harris at the airport.
Pittsburgh Airport.
Yeah.
I know that sculpture.
Oh, and then the smash sandwich.
The Permanis.
Maybe smash sandwich.
What does it mean? The Permani sandwiches? Yeah.
The sandwich with the French fries in it.
And coleslaw.
Oh, and the coleslaw. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, God, it's making me hungry now.
Those are good. That's a good sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again so much for coming on, Michelle. You cracked me up.
Oh, thank you so much. You're the best.
Meet Michelle yourself at the Fringe Festival, June this year. Head over to ChristineBlackburn.com. I'll have the information there. And you could also go to MichelleMalizaki.com. She's got the information there. You've got 5 dates to choose from. Yay! All right, you guys. This has been a blast. Don't forget to check out Storyworthy on all social media at Storyworthy. And then, of course, Story Smash over on Insta at Story Smash. All right, you guys. One more time on behalf of the very talented Michelle Malizaki. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
My name is Christine Blackburn saying, make it a story-worthy week.
Thank you so much for having me.
Follow me, I'll take you down to the river. Follow me,
Thanks for joining us on the Storyworthy Podcast. We'll be back next week with all new stories. Subscribe to Storyworthy on iTunes and visit the Storyworthy website at storyworthypodcast.com.
I'll keep you satisfied.
Your plans? Today it's dinner with the parents at your spot.
We gotta come back here.
Now, their spot. Or you're on the edge of your seat at the game.
Come on, just one time.
And it's the one. Or maybe you're catching the next flight to...
Now boarding flight 1850.
Oh, that's you. The choice is yours. And when you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
Right now, you can get free carpet installation from the Home Depot. So while we're putting in your new carpet, you'll have more time to take care of the lawn. Get started on dinner. Or just lay down and relax on your new carpet after it's installed. Get your free carpet installation started with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Minimum purchase of $4.99. Exclusions apply. U.S. only. See store for details.